group of around 20 women, comprising wives and relatives of Russian reservists mobilized to fight in Ukraine, staged a protest outside the Russian Defence Ministry in Moscow on Saturday. The demonstrators sought to meet with Defence Minister Andrey Belousov, marking the second anniversary of the partial mobilization declared by President Vladimir Putin in September 2022. Their demand was clear: to allow their husbands and family members who had been called to serve in Ukraine to return home. Despite their requests, no officials from the ministry emerged to address the group. Instead, the protest was disrupted by individuals described as provocateurs, that is, who support war, according to the Telegram channel Mobilization News, which is closely associated with Russia's demobilization movement. These agitators reportedly insulted the women, accusing them of being foreign agents and questioning their loyalty to the state. Reports from another Telegram channel linked to the demobilization cause indicated that the provocateurs went further, making disparaging comments about the reservists. One individual allegedly remarked that the men were useless and would at least serve a purpose on the battlefield. Another provocateur suggested that without the soldiers on the front lines, Russia would lack defenders. The verbal attacks didn't stop there. Some provocateurs directed harsh words at the protesters themselves, telling them that if they were unhappy with the situation, they should enlist and fight in Ukraine. Others encouraged the women to stay home and pray for their husbands rather than protest on the streets. As the protests continued, tensions heightened. Several of the women had planned to camp outside the ministry in a bid to extend their demonstration overnight. However, by 9 p.m., police moved in, detaining a number of the protesters who were later released. In addition to the protesters, 2 journalists from the independent news outlet SOTA Vision, who were covering the event, were also taken into custody. They were held for several hours before being released without charges.